I'm Colin, and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today, Barrett and I are going to do a playthrough of Descent: Legends of the Dark. Barrett and I have been playing this on our own. We're currently at chapter 6 or 7, having a blast. I had Bill Holmes paint those minis that you saw at the beginning. Yeah, they look fantastic, don't they? If you're interested in having Bill paint your minis, I'll put a link in the description below that you can contact him to get a quote. Both Barrett and I are super excited to show you this game, so let's go ahead and hit that new campaign button. We'll call ourselves the One and then Stop Table. Yeah, I like that name. The One Stop Table Team. So we'll hit Embark. I think to start us off, we're going to start on Standard difficulty. That sounds good to me. Hit Confirm. And from here, we're ready to start.
The Uthuk Ilan, Waikar, the Undying, and his army of the undead. The Dragon Lords. 3 times has Terranoth been brought to the brink of ruin, and 3 times have great heroes risen to save it. But those heroes are gone, and the evil has returned. The first of Terranoth's 12 baronies has fallen to the Uthuk Ilan. The council dispatched a great army to meet the threat, sending the Uthuk scattering. But what was a single enemy became 10,000. As impossible to fight as smoke, but still as deadly as fire. Once again, darkness gathers. Uthuk stalk the wilds, the undead muster in the north, and another old enemy gathers its strength as the baronies falter.
I have to say I'm quite impressed with that intro. I think it's pretty cool. Let's do a little bit of reading here and then we'll jump into the playthrough. A small caravan has made camp along the road through the hanging woods. One group of travelers sits apart from the rest. 4 figures stare into the flames of their campfire, each with their own thoughts. The fire crackles, the only sound in the summer night.
We've nearly made it, Endris. Tomorrow we'll be in Frostgate, and then we can send our letters to the Baroness.
Does that bird ever talk back?
She's a fire spirit. She doesn't talk exactly. It's more of a empathetic connection.
Why write to the Baroness Adeline?
Since the, accident that bonded me and Endris, well, we have to more or less wander and look for opportunities to learn more magic. I'm hoping that Baroness Adeline will let me study her Airleons, those majestic birds Frothin is so famous for. I think they might be magical too. What about the rest of you? What comes next once we reach Frostgate?
It doesn't matter. It has to matter. Silence reigns for a moment.
Or I could just guess. How about we play a guessing game? All right, Bryn. It's Bryn, right? Let's see. I think,
and we're going to choose here. Let's say you were you're a runaway princess fleeing an arranged marriage. Sure.
You're a foreign princess who is engaged to a wicked, cruel, and much older man. In defiance of your parents' wishes, you fled, then took up a sword and now live as a wandering adventurer so no one else might have to face a similar fate.
You could not be more wrong. I was born in Forthrent. Parents died years ago, which I guess means my aunt is my closest family. I left to study at the Citadel at Arcot and trained to be a marshal. The marshals were more or less wiped out by the Uthuk, and now I'm headed home, one of the only survivors.
The Uthuk are a scourge on us all. I'm so sorry, Bryn. If you ever want to talk. Galadin, you're next, I think.
Let's see. You are hunting the White Hart.
You are hunting the White Hart, and you've promised your family you won't return until you found it, and ask for a mystical boon.
The White Hart? What sort of nonsense is this?
Well, what then? Did you lose someone to the Uthuk too? Is that how you lost your hearing?
I lost my hearing in early adulthood is a very common thing in my bloodline, and I don't care to answer any more questions. Reading everyone's lips by firelight is draining enough without dwelling on my past.
Pester Varix if you want to learn more about our past. It's their turn next. Leave me out of this. Oh, much too late, Varix, I think. Enough. My history is easy to guess. I did not tear my own wings to shreds. The hybrid drags one talon across the tattered mass of scars along one arm, all that remains of their wings. As for who tore them and why, that information is private. I will not share it with chance-met traveling companions who happen to be escorting the same caravan. The Dragon Lord who attacked Cal, did you have anything to do with? The time when all my kin served the Dragon Lords is long past. Some still do, but others have found a different path. A better path. I serve no dragon. Let's focus on the caravan. I saw lights through the trees not far away. A guard tower? One of the barony's watchtowers guarding the road north, yes. With them so close by, we should have an uneventful night. Yeah, sure. The caravan settles down for the night, merchants and hostlers spreading out into the surrounding woods for privacy and comfort. Surely with the watchtowers close by, they will be safe. Select the heroes for this quest. So what we're going to do is I'm going to play my favorite one, Varix, and Bernd, his favorite one is actually not available yet, so he's going to play Bryn for right now. We'll hit confirm. Even if we're near a watchtower, we should set a watch, Varix says. Any volunteers? As a group, choose which hero should be on watch. Varix is the one who suggested it, so we'll make Varix on watch. I'll take the first watch to get it over with, says Varix with an irritated click of their claws. Varix is on watch. At first, the night passes uneventfully, with Varix watching over the others as they sleep. But of course, no great tale begins on a quiet night. Well, some do, actually, but that's okay. Varix spots movement in the shadows not far from the caravan. In the dark, shapes too sinister to be animals pass between trees and linger behind bushes. Something is not right. Welcome to Descent. You've begun the first quest of the campaign. You're going to see that when you see new rules, what I love about the app is they even have things that are underlaid or highlighted in yellow, and so then you can look them up if you want to know what those keywords are. Fortunately, Bernd and I have been playing for a while, so most of that we should know. So the first thing we need to do, the movement in the dark, draws Varix towards a nearby lake. Place tile 10B and 1 water underlay. I'll show you how all those look in a second. From here we can hit continue. Each underlay has a different mechanical effect. For example, with water, when you're trying to get out of water, it takes an additional movement step, something like that. You can always click on it actually to see what its effect, what its effect is, which is kind of cool. We can see here we need to place 1 sight token. To the west of the lake, dark shapes twitch and flitter among creakily swaying branches. We can then hit continue, and we can see another sight token. To the east of the lake, the pathway continues, the darkness a friend to bandits and mercenaries. You cannot shake the feeling of being watched. We'll place another sight token. This is a sight token. When a hero moves adjacent to a sight token, you immediately remove it and resolve its effects by dragging the hero portrait to the token. And what's fun is, do you see that arrow? Here, I can actually do this, which is pretty cool. You see the arrow over here? That arrow is what we call a back arrow. So this game actually comes with a back arrow, which is amazing. The Journeys of Middle-earth, they really needed that. So it's so nice that they have that. It does not you interrupt your movement when you move there, but you can still complete your movement or whatever you're doing after you resolve that sight token. It doesn't take an action to reveal it. In the darkness and lost in thought, you stray a little further from the camp than intended on your watch. Place Varix on the highlighted space. The rest of the party will be placed later. Something else that's kind of cool is you can see here, you see this, I'll show you with these lines right here. That should tell you the size of your table. And so if you don't have enough room in that area, make sure that you do have it, because likely you're going to be expanding the map to that area. So it helps to know where to set up your tiles so you don't have to move everything around the board all the time, which is nice. We now have our objective updated. Investigate the darkness around the lake. So we'll continue. We're now at the hero phase. So now we can start by taking actions. However, only Varix is on the board, so only Varix will be able to take actions. Let's go ahead and look at his player board, and I'll go ahead and activate first. Before we jump into the board itself and talk about our actions, let me go ahead and show you our player board. So we have Varix here. He has 2 sides that you can start with. You get to decide which side you'd like to start with. I think that the one that I'm going to start on is this one, the survivor side.
Okay, over here it tells you how much he moves when he does his move action. So each turn you'll get 2 regular actions and then a move action. Now you can move with your other actions, but you have to use or just forfeit one of your actions as a move. So we can move a total of 3 spaces. We have 8 health. I have that put right here. This denotes what type of dice we use when we attack. So we'll be using these blue 12-sided dice for him to attack. And for his defense, he'll use the 8-sided orange die. And we'll see how all those symbols work as we play. Many times we have to take tests in the game. When you take a test, you're going to roll the 2 black dice and then compare your positive or negatives here based upon your stat level. So Varix isn't exactly the strongest at might -1, but his will and insight are quite good. He also has an ability over here which will change on the other side of his player board. The one I wanted to start with, it uses fatigue, but during his attack he can actually add 1, and what that symbol means is a surge. He can add a surge symbol and then activate something with that surge symbol. Now you might be asking, well, what's that 2 fatigue symbol, Colin? Well, this card has a 3 fatigue limit. That means we can put fatigue on here to activate that ability. So when we're attacking, we could drop 2 fatigue on here and then activate that ability. But once we do that, we can't then activate that ability a second time without getting rid of some of this fatigue. We also have a surge ability down here that simply says we can add 1 success, and any hero may discard 1 condition. And you'll see those on dice. And remember, when we're attacking, we're usually rolling the blue die. So likely we'll see 1 of those symbols on there. You can see there's surges on here, quite a lot of them actually. Varix also has a weapon that he can use for attacking. Now you're going to see there's actually 2 weapons here. When you play this on your own, you'll put it in a sleeve that's provided in the game, and it's going to be essentially 1 weapon that's dual-sided. But for us, for recording, I'm going to leave them unsleeved so that way there's not too much glare. So what you can see here on his spear, first thing to note is when you're setting up yours, make sure you don't accidentally set up the one that's got these 2 arrows down here. That means it's the upgraded version. It's not really going to matter because the app calculates the damage, but if you're assuming that you're going to kill something based upon the damage that's written on that actual weapon, it's not going to match what's in the app. So yeah, it's good to have this on the right side. This tells you the damage type that this weapon does. So this Riverwatch Spear does damage in a pierce form. You can see here it has a reach ability, which means he can attack actually 2 spaces away instead of just adjacent. It does 3 damage per success, and it has an ability, a surge ability, that during your attack add 2 successes and enfeeble the enemy. That's a type of status. We also have a limit of 2 fatigue on this card, so that means we can actually put fatigue on this card throughout the game for certain effects. However, the effect of Survivor that's on the actual player board of Varix, you can only put that fatigue on the card itself. So anything that says you can put fatigue on it for a specific ability, you have to put it on that card itself. Let's look at the flip side of the weapon. Here we have the Iron Thorn Warbelt. Now this is also a melee weapon, but no reach. We've got to get right up there and conk them on the head. It's a crush type. It also has a surge ability. During your attack, add 2 successes and expose the enemy, and also can have 2 fatigue. And once again, for an action, you can always flip your weapon card as well, because certain enemies will have weaknesses to certain types of damage, which is really cool. For now, I've decided to be on the Survivor side of our player sheet, and over here we're on the Riverwatch Spear. I like that reach because we only have 3 movement, so getting that 1 additional space sometimes can make all the difference. So now let's look at a hero turn quick. During a hero's turn, we can perform 1 maneuver and 2 additional actions. An action would be to interact with an Explorer token or to do a fight. Maneuver is to simply gain movement. Ready is to flip a card, and there might be a unique action that there is on the board itself. But that's it. It's nice and simple. Part of the best part of the game. And then this shows us all the dice symbols and what they do and what we can use them for, and you'll see that while we play. And you saw that we can potentially enfeeble or expose the enemy. You can see the abilities there. One is minus 20% enemy attack damage, kind of cool, and that's all calculated by the app. And exposed is plus 20% hero attack damage. Now, all of these statuses are only there for 1 round, and then they go away. The only way that doesn't happen is you can see doomed. If ever you doom an enemy, they'll keep a status for the 2nd round. Here we have our map with our water lay. Let's take a look at Varix's mini. Bill certainly outdid himself. This guy looks amazing. I love how he even got the reflection of the gem on his tail. I don't know if it's hard to tell on camera, but it looks awesome. I love his mini. The only thing is his staff always seems to run into things. So if that happens during the playthrough, sorry about that. We'll go ahead and place Varix right on the board right here, and we can now activate. So I think the first thing we want to do is a maneuver so we can get over to one of these sight tokens and see what's going on. Remember, a sight token can interrupt your maneuver, as well as any other interaction that you do. You can do an interaction and continue moving right along. So we're going to move 1, 2. We still have one more movement, but with that, I have to stop, and I'm going to come over to the app. I'm going to grab my face of Varix, and I'm going to drag it right over to that token, and it's going to tell me what to do. Thick clouds roll in, blocking what little light the moon provided. But as your eyes adjust, the path becomes clear to you. A cry for help echoes in the darkness. Discard this sight token. We'll then hit continue. And it looks like we've got more of the map. So we have 2 more water underlays. And what's nice is you can see it shows you right here and right here how you actually set up the actual underlays. So you're not trying to guess how the app wants you to put them there. So let's do that. We're also going to grab 5B and 11B. We've set up our tiles. Let's hit continue. Oh, we get to place a tree. Now, one of the fun parts about this game is almost all of the different terrain is interactable. You can interact with it and do certain things. So likely we could interact with that tree if we would like. Let's hit continue. Yeah, most terrain is interactable. That's what it's saying right here. You can click on it and see what you're able to do with it. What's nice compared to Journeys in Middle-earth, with Journeys in Middle-earth, sometimes it was hard to know if I clicked on it, would it accidentally think I'm doing an action? Here, you will only do an action if you drag the portrait of your character to the actual terrain type, which is really cool. I'm really glad they did that. So we'll hit continue. Oh, we have another sight token that we'll place out on the board. So we can potentially find something else, maybe something else good like a treasure. Oh no, instead we're going to find a wolf. Let's go ahead and grab a wolf out. And here, just so you can see what Bill did with these wolves, I'll put it up on screen. They look awesome. I love what he did with them. They look fantastic on the board, and I'm excited to show you them in the game. We'll place the wolf on the board, and you can see they even have a little slot here to depict which type of wolf. So it's an orange wolf, so you can know which one it is on the app. You know, in Journeys in Middle-earth, they used flag tokens that were really annoying. This is so much better. I personally much prefer it. So we'll hit continue, and let's see. Oh no, there's another enemy. We're going to spawn an orange berserker as well. So let's grab one of those. Here we have the berserker in all his glory. This guy can be brutal. So let's place him out on the board. After we've placed our 2 enemies, I'm going to hit continue, but it is important to note that the moment you hit continue, where those minis are on the board disappear. So make sure you put them on the board before you hit the continue button, because otherwise you're going to lose where they were supposed to be. You can see here now we're under attack. A hero may perform a fight action against an enemy within range and line of sight. And we'll show all of that in a second. So let's hit continue. Oh, now guess what? All the remaining heroes get to be placed out on the board because they hear Varix fighting. So that means Bryn's coming out. Bryn looks pretty awesome with all of her gold armor. I love the shield and how it looks and the blue and gold together. Yeah, she looks awesome. Bryn would like to help Varix, so she's going to place herself right here. Now we can hit the continue button, and our new objective has been updated. We need to defeat the enemies. And it says here, during each hero phase, each hero takes a turn. We'll talk about how all this works. I actually already showed you guys your actions, and it tells you even where to go on the learn to play. It's really, really nice. So we'll hit continue, and we're ready to rock. Varix has one more maneuver point that he can use, so he's going to use one more to move here. Now, I know what the wolf's ability is, and it stinks. Unfortunately, both Barrett and I love being melee characters and running up and hammering things, and wolves love that. We'll see what its ability is in a second, but what else can we do? We've got to get rid of it, otherwise it's going to harass us, and that's our objective. So for my second action, which normally I could do something like prepare or attack, I'm going to have to move because I'm too far away from this wolf. I am going to move just one space, however, and I'm going to attack the wolf because I have reach with my River Watch weapon. In order for us to initiate our attack for our third action, I can go to this screen on the board, and this will actually show us the stats of the enemies. So we can see here the wolf has 24 health. It has a weakness to two different things. One is going to be an attack type, but we don't know what it is. And one's going to usually be some sort of elemental type, because as you level up in the campaign, your weapons will become elemental, and they'll have certain elements that maybe they're weak to as well. So what we'll do in order to attack it is we'll grab Varrix's symbol here, drag it to him, and then the app is going to ask us which weapon are we attacking with. Well, that would be the Riverwatch Spear. So we'll click that one. You can see here that the wolf also has an ability. That ability says Feral. After this attack, this enemy shifts one space towards you. Then if it's adjacent to you, you suffer 1 damage. What shift means, and shift is different than just simple movement, because if ever I or an enemy moves adjacent to the opposing team's unit, it immediately becomes impeded. And because it's impeded, you immediately lose all the rest of your movement. Shift, however, ignores that, so you can actually shift around enemies, which is cool. So basically, after I attack this wolf, likely I'm not going to kill it, because remember, I'm only rolling 1 die here. It's going to move adjacent to Varrix and then deal him 1 point of damage. We'll grab our blue die and give it a roll, and we have a surge. So what we can do is we can look at our abilities to see what we can do with a surge, and it just so happens we have a surge ability on our spear. We'll use that surge for this ability that says during your attack, add 2 successes and enfeeble the enemy. So we'll go to the app, we'll drop in 2 successes, hit the status button, and click enfeeble. Then what we can do is hit confirm and see what happens. So we just dealt 5 damage. That means he was able to use 1 of his defense, and we dealt him 5 damage for the attack. We'll hit continue. It will now remind us of the enemy ability. After this attack, this enemy shifts 1 space towards you. Then if it's adjacent to you, you suffer 1 damage. This wolf then slides himself forward and attacks us for 1. Varrix had 8 health. He'll go down to 7 health remaining. That's going to end his activation. Let's move to Bryn.
It's time for Bryn to enter the fight. She's a human avenger. She has 3 movement and 10 health. She'll be rolling some gray 6-siders. She also has some pretty cool stats. She has her outmaneuver ability, which is really cool. For an action, I can shift 3, then attack an enemy. After this attack, I get to flip this card. And when we do, I'll show you what's on the back. She does have her surge ability, which gives her 1 success, and an adjacent hero may discard 1 fatigue. So she's kind of helping the group at the same time. She's going to start with her weighted warhammer. In her back pocket, she has a warden's blade that she might pull out at some point. During the attack, she's able to do 3 damage, and she'll be doing crush, and she's also got some other powers that maybe we'll use as we fight. With Bryn's speed, she's going to do her movement. She'll move 1, 2, 3. Now, sadly, like Colin said, we took 2 melee characters. So in order for me to attack this guy, I have to get up there. We're going to use that outmaneuver that I just talked about. We're going to use 1 action, be able to shift 3, which, as Colin said, it's not going to be entering any type of impediment. So I am able to move right past here. Normally, if I move up to here, I wouldn't be able to keep going because that would be impeding. But since I can shift 1, 2, 3. I'm kind of dancing around this guy. I'm going to dance like a butterfly and sting like a bee right in his backside. We'll roll our attack die and see what happens with our weighted warhammer. Look at that. We got 2 successes and 2 advantages. All we have to do is add some fatigue to be able to make those into successes. With our die roll, we are going to put out some fatigue. We're going to put 1 on her because she can only have a maximum of 1, and the other one we're going to put on the warhammer. Now, of course, it has a power here that says I could place 2 fatigue on it during my attack to add a success. Then after this attack, you may move the enemy 1 space away from you. I don't really want it moving anywhere, so we're just going to drop it like it's hot right there and do our 4 successes. We'll drag Bryn's portrait right over to that wolf and do some damage. Of course, we have our weighted warhammer, warden blade in our backpack, and we're going to put in our 4 successes here. Of course, that enemy is going to do its thing. Maybe we'll kill it. Confirm. Oh, we only did 12 damage. It was so close. So we're going to continue there. And now, of course, that enemy ability is going to happen, and I'm going to take 1 damage. Bryn starts with 10, so she's going to go down to 9 damage. At this point, I still have 1 more action, so we'll continue. And again, we'll slide her up there and see if we can take this wolf out with the weighted warhammer. Let's roll that die and see how it goes. We got 3 successes. Oh, that has to kill off the wolf. So we'll put those into the app and hit continue. Oh, that's 1 wolf down. Let's hit continue, and this time we don't have to worry about the wolf doing his thing. Your foe crumples to the ground, so we're just going to go ahead and remove that wolf and hit continue. And notice it's gone on the app, and guess what? It's going to be gone on the map. Bryn's done everything she can. We'll go to the end phase and move into the darkness phase. At this point, we'll resolve infection and terror, and each of us get to discard one of those fatigue tokens from our play area. When we made our first attack, I did forget to flip this card after doing our outmaneuver. We'll flip it over and see what happens on the other side. I am going to get to remove everything that's on this card when we flip it. Some, of course, status effects will damage us or do something else. Our fatigue does not, it just disappears. And on the backside now, I've got another power called Steady Defense. I can drop 2 fatigue during your or an adjacent hero's defense to add +1 successes, which will be pretty cool. We also get to remove this token from the Warhammer because that's what we did at the end of our turn when we went to the darkness phase.
And the advantage for me is I didn't have any fatigue, so I don't have any fatigue to remove. And terror and infection we'll talk about when they happen. I'm sure they're going to happen, but those are negative status effects that can be placed on our cards that are flippable. So from here, we now will activate the enemies, and the app actually determines the order of the enemy activation. Fortunately for us, there's only one enemy, that Berserker. Unfortunately for us, that Berserker has a movement of 4 and attacks for 5, and it has a Bloodlust ability. After the defense, the Berserker shifts 1 towards and attacks a second hero if possible. Yeah, so let's see if he can do that. So this Berserker is no fun. He is going to move, and you can move diagonally in this game. So he can move 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll move here, and he's going to attack Bryn. Then after attacking Bryn, he can shift here and attack Varix. Oh, wow. So let's start with the Bryn attack, and then we'll do the Varix attack. And how this works is the app tells us how much damage the Berserker's doing. You can see here he's doing 5 damage on the app. Wow. We're going to roll our defense, and every success that we roll reduces the amount of damage that we take.
Bryn's going to roll up her defense. Let's see how it goes. I got 3 successes. That's pretty good. I'm also going to gain a success from our Steady Defense by voluntarily placing out 2 fatigue on her card. That brings us to 4. We're going to take 1, which is kind of tough. I'm going to go down to 8 health.
1, which is kind of tough. I'm taking way more than 1. You guys just wait and see. Varix is going to be in pain. Varix's defense is with an orange die. Let's give it a roll. Yay, 2 successes. So you know how Bryn took, what was that, 1 damage? Yeah, Varix is going to take 3, going from 7, 6, 5, 4. 4 health, you guys. I'm already down to 4 health, and we're at the end of the first turn. So after that load of fun, we'll hit the done button, and we can see here the Berserker howls, wide eyes glazed at Varix with unfathomable rage. That's not good. We do not want him attacking Varix again. So we'll hit continue, and we move now to the next hero phase. Now, last time we didn't have an option of who was going first because it was whoever was on watch. This time we can choose which hero we'd like to go first, but they have to take their full activation before the next hero goes. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Bryn is primed and ready to take on this Berserker. So, Bryn, do your stuff.
Bryn will take her strike at the Berserker, and we'll use our weighted Warhammer. Let's see how we do. We'll roll that die up, and we got, oh, look at that, another 4 successes. Well, of course, I have to put fatigue down in order to get those. And lucky for us, our weighted Warhammer still doesn't have any fatigue on it. We were able to remove that from our last end of phase during the darkness phase thing. We're going to put those 2 fatigue right on there to get our 4 successes. Moving to the app, we'll just click 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll see what happens to him. Confirm that, and we did a total of 12 damage. He doesn't have a weakness to crush, though. But that's okay. I'm still going to crush his dreams by hitting continue and swinging again with our Warhammer. Let's roll up that die. Yes, we got 3 more successes. I'm super excited for those 3 successes. The enemy's damage is permanently increased. That's something I need to tell you. But you know what? It's not going to matter because watch this. 1, 2, 3. We're going to hit confirm, and he's going to be a dead Berserker. We're going to hit continue. Your foe crumples to the ground. We're going to remove the Berserker. As the Berserker crumples to the ground, the clouds over the moon part, illuminating the clearing. A baronial watchtower stands not far away. We'll place an archway, a chest, a door, and a well. Objective update, we have to enter the watchtower. You think we can, Colin?
I think we can. So what's great about the app is they teach you a little bit as we go. As we talked about all of this terrain, we can actually drag and drop ourselves to check out what they are, but we have to be adjacent to it on the board itself. So for an example, if we'd like to know what we can do at the well, we can just click on it here, and it says, the water shimmers, inviting the weary to taste. Yeah, you know who needs to taste that? Varix. But we also have a tree here. A tree stretches towards the sky. A hero may spend an action to search the tree, so we can also do that.
We've placed all the terrain out on the board. I'm going to move Bryn now because remember, she's done 2 of her actions, but she still is allowed to move. We'll move 1, 2. Now, when I move adjacent to this token, we will have to activate it. We'll just slide up and activate that token. And it says the pathway around the lake becomes clear. And at this point, we'll hit continue. And we're going to be placing down map tile 4B. Colin's going to go ahead and just place it down right on top of that water piece, just like that. Doesn't that look cool how it all just forms around it? We'll press continue, and now we get to place down a tree, and also a enemy zealot appears. Oh, he was hiding in the water. We're going to place him actually more near the water, and here he is. He looks awesome. This is one of my favorite ones that Will did. Check this thing out. Oh, it's all the way around. There's so much detail that he was able to put out. Let's put him out on the board, and let's see how many times I can say the word put. Oh, wait, I forgot. I can move one more square. Maybe I can be the target for you.
So while Bryn tries to go and protect Varix, Varix is going to use his first action, the maneuver action, to run. And he's going to run over here by this tree. And what type of dragon doesn't want to climb a tree? I don't know. So as a dragon, we're going to go ahead and check out this tree. The tree has round green fruit on the lower branches, plants and mushrooms growing up its side, and a sturdy trunk you could climb. We could forage the plants, climb the tree, or pick the fruit. Well, I like fruit. So let's go ahead and pick the fruit. Let's see what happens. Oh, yes, I picked the right one. You pick one of the low-hanging fruits off the tree. As you bite into it, it has a sweet taste, a little tart at the end. You feel revived. So we're going to go from 4 health to 6. That feels so much better. So that was my second action because my first one was doing my maneuver. And I think for the third action, I'm going to go ahead and check out that tree again. Let's do this time foraging some of the plants. So we'll click that. And look at this. You forage on and around the trees looking for anything of interest. The following has been added to your inventory to use later. 5 minerals and 2 taros from some mirror moss. And you can see over here, we've got things that show you the stuff that we have. So we've got 2 taros now and 5 cloth, and we might be able to use that in Frostgate. So with that, I have now done 2 actions plus my move. So we are going to hit the end phase button. Don't attack me, don't attack me, don't attack me. All right, the first thing that we have, of course, is resolving our infection and terror, and each hero may discard fatigue. I still don't have any fatigue. For Bryn has 2 on her Warhammer. Or is that what you're going to get rid of? 1 from there?
Colin, you're right. I'm going to remove one of these from my weighted Warhammer.
That means you have 1 left on there. Great. And then we'll hit the continue button here. And this is attacking Bryn. Yes. Take it, Bryn. So we have here, after rolling dice, if the target did not roll a surge, they infect their hero card. Ooh, let's talk about what infection does. So infection, you have a token that's placed onto your board. This is what it looks like. It's green and small. And you place that onto one of the flippable cards that you have. And when time passes, which is when you go to the end phase, you actually suffer a damage for each infected card that you have. However, just like Barrett was saying, if you can flip your card, you'll remove all of those status effects, so then that way the infection won't matter. But right now, this zealot can attack. It can move a total of 3 movement, attack at a range of 3, and it's going to attack for 4. So because it wants to be at a range of 3, it's going to go ahead and take a step away from Brent. It's going to go by this tree over here. 1, 2, 3, still within range 3. Oh, and we haven't talked about line of sight yet. It's been pretty easy with only 2 characters, but I want to show you in the app. This is really cool. So you can hit the interrupt button. And what you can do is click over here. This is not the right spot. It's instead right here. Click the line of sight button and you can choose a space. So if I choose the space where the zealot is, you can see all the different spaces that they can see for attacking. The only thing that blocks line of sight in this game are certain terrain types, and the app knows that. So if the zealot is here, you can see that range 3 from him, 1, 2, 3, he definitely can see where Bryn is at. But of course he can't see behind the tree. That's why those areas over there are not lit up. Kind of cool. So we'll go back to the resume activation. Let's see Bryn defend against a 4 attack. You can do that.
Let's roll it up and see what we get. We got 3 more successes. That means I am going to take 1 damage. And since I didn't roll that surge symbol, we'll take our token and place it right down on our card. Now I could have put it on the Warhammer. You're allowed to put on any flippable card you have, which could also include skills. We don't have any right now. So that's where the token is.
After Bryn soaked that attack, 1 damage, that isn't bad, right? We'll hit the done button. We have here the Zealot screams an alien incantation, foreign, but for a single name. Why are they always going against Varix, okay? Bryn was the one that was attacked here, and yet they're screaming about Varix. Whatever. We'll hit the continue button. We're ready for the hero phase. Let's see. Who do we want to have go first this time?
The reason why Bryn isn't being attacked is because she has a super awesome golden helmet. She's going to start her activations by actually flipping her player card. This will remove all of the tokens on that card, and it gives her back her outmaneuver ability. For a second action, we are going to use that outmaneuver, mainly because I can then get up and attack, and it gives me back that defense power with no fatigue on that card. Outmaneuver allows me to shift 3. We're going to shift 1, 2, 3, and remember it's a shift so I'm not impeded. We're going to go stand right next to him and take a swing. So let's see what Bryn can do with her weighted Warhammer. We'll roll up our die and see how it goes. We got another fantastic roll.
Bryn, you are such a great dice roller today.
With our fantastic roll, oh my gosh, I'm out of control today. We're going to place down our 2 fatigue. Now I can only place 1 on this card, so I had to place the other on the Warhammer. We're going to gain our 4 successes. Of course, after this attack, we will be flipping this card. Sadly, he is a martyr, so a random enemy, when there's only one, it's probably going to be him, gets an extra 2 damage for its next activation. So it'd be really good to take him out. We'll see if we can. I'm going to put down 4 successes, and we got a total of, 11 damage. So close. And again, we have not found a weakness. Maybe I should switch to my Warden's Blade.
Varix feels like Bryn has this under control. Of course she does. Do you see how she's been rolling? We're going to, for our first action, maneuver 1, 2, 3 to move here. We're adjacent to that well. So then on the app, we'll grab our portrait, go to the well, and let's see. The water below are still in clear. We can either toss a coin, which actually we can't because we don't have any money. We can drink, or we can summon healing. Ooh. Both Bryn and Varix are damaged, so let's do summon healing. Let's see what happens. Casting your pain into the waters, you pull new life from the ancient well. Test insight. You and another hero within 3 spaces of you both heal equal to your successes. Well, that would have been real nice, but unfortunately, Bryn is not within 3 spaces of me, so it's just going to be Varix. Varix currently has +1 to his insight, so he's automatically going to heal by 1. Let's see how much more. Oh my gosh, 2, 3, 4. And actually, that we could use for another success for 5 and have someone discard a condition. Well, let's just say Varix is at full health of 8. Sorry, Bryn. So after doing that, my third and final action is going to be run. Bryn is going to be able to take the hit, for sure. We're going to move 1, 2, 3, moving ourselves as close as possible to that chest and as far away as possible from that blasted acolyte. Or I should call it a zealot, because that's its name. So after that, we'll hit the end phase button. Let's see what happens. I think we all know. Yeah, first thing is we can remove fatigue.
I'm going to take a fatigue off my weighted Warhammer.
I still don't have any fatigue. Apparently, I don't get tired, but I'm a dragon. That kind of makes sense. We don't have any infections or terror. We'll hit the continue button. Oh, the zealot completes the incantation as a dark shadow descends on Varix. Varix needs to test will 7. So Varix's will, though, is +2. That means I only need 5 successes to do this. Come on. Come on. 5 successes. We'll roll these up. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes is not going to be enough. So 4 + 2 is 6. We are going to fail. The shadow passes into Varix, ripping at their flesh and mind. Varix terrifies their hero card and suffers 1 fatigue on each of their skills. Well, I don't have any of those, but I will terrify. And what terrify does, that one says when time passes, you have to suffer 1 fatigue on each terrified card. And with this game, if ever you need to take fatigue and you can't in a certain spot, you take damage instead. So this is what the terror token looks like. I'll put that on top of Varix's card. With that, we'll hit continue. The zealot screams a final incantation as their flesh glows red and bands of light issue from their wounds. Oh boy, that doesn't sound good, but that means no one took any damage. Wow, we'll take that. I mean, I guess I was terrified a little bit, but I'm okay with that. So definitely, Bryn, finish off this zealot, please.
Bryn is in a perfect position to take out that zealot. So we're not going to flip our cards. We're not going to do anything. We're just going to swing that hammer. We'll tap the picture of the zealot. We'll swing Bryn right up there, and she's going to swing her hammer of justice and see how it goes here. It's going to go, oh, I only got 2. Oh, that's not a 2. That's a success and also a surge. And if we read her card, it says, add 1 success and an adjacent hero may discard 1 fatigue. Well, since you weren't close enough to heal me, you don't get close enough to get any fatigue removed, but you don't have any, so I guess it's a mute point.
Wait, what's fatigue? I don't think I've taken any yet.
We'll place those 2 successes right there, and maybe it's enough, but I don't think it's going to be so close. Only 1 left. All right, let's swing that Hammer of Justice again after we hit our continue and slide ourselves back up with our Hammer of Justice. Yes, it's not a Hammer of Justice, but it's awesome to say. And again, we hit the same roll, but that will give us our 2 successes and no fatigue removed from Varix, but he doesn't have any. We'll give our 2 successes, hit confirm, and that's a dead zealot. We'll hit continue and pull him off the map as he crumples to the ground. I didn't use my maneuver last time, and I'm really not going to use it this time. I'm just going to actually move 1 space right there. I really want to check out the tree. If he found some fruit, maybe I can find some fruit.
While Bryn's busy with dealing with all the things that are important in this game, you know what I'm going to go for? A chest. We'll use our first maneuver to maneuver ourselves. You know what? We can do that right here, just in case. And that was my maneuver action. Then what I'm going to do for my first action is I am going to drag in the app my portrait over to that chest. We have to test our will. The chest lid bears a ghostly sigil, filling you with supernatural dread. Overcoming this magical ward requires a stalwart spirit. Well, my will is +2, so this actually was a good choice. Let's see what we get with our dice. That was not that great. That is 1, 2, 3. We get the surge as a success for 4. We also have the 2 successes from our card itself, so that puts us up to 6. We'll hit continue. Yeah, you're close to opening the chest, but there's still some effort that's required. So we'll hit continue. We'll use our final action to do the same thing. We'll pick up our dice then and give them a roll. 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to use that as 4 successes, adding 2 more because of our will, so that's 6 more. That better be enough. Oh yeah, we've got leather, we've got metal, minerals, and we have a mammoth stock recipe. This is cool. So this is a recipe that if we had the right items, you can see here, we can actually craft it, and it would help one of our heroes' specific weapons. After that, we'll hit continue. I'm done. I'm all done. So that'll end my turn. We'll hit the end phase button. We can see here we have to resolve infection and tear. Well, I have an tear here, and because of tear, I have to generate 1 fatigue. That's what fatigue is like. But then guess what? Each hero may discard 1 fatigue. Let's each of us discard 1 fatigue. I'll take that. I'm pretty sure I can do that because you resolve the tear first, and then you discard 1 fatigue. I'm going to go with it. After that, we'll hit the continue button. No new enemies, so we can start off again. Bryn, let's see you climb that tree.
Do you see what Bryn's wearing? Not climbing a tree. But I am going to go ahead and check it out. We'll see what it says here. I can pick fruit, forage the plants, or climb the... Yep, that's that climb the tree again. Ain't going to happen. We're going to pick the fruit. That's going to heal me too, just like it did for Colin. So we're going to go from 7 to 9 health. At this point, we're going to use our second action to forage the plants. And you forage around the tree looking for anything of interest. And look at this. We found the following items that are added to our inventory. 10 minerals and 5 herbs from Mirror Moss. With my maneuver, I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, getting close to that door.
Varix is next to go. I think the first thing we're going to do is flip our card. You can see here we have Respite as our new ability. It states that we can drop 2 fatigue on this card during your turn. You or an adjacent hero heals 2 health. So I could do that for Bryn at some point if I want. We'll see. Varix's next action, let's go ahead and check out that door, shall we? Oh, we have to test our will. The stench of death and stale blood overwhelms you. There is something foul beyond this door. Varix stands firm against the stench as they push their way in. Test will 5. Well, what's great is I already have a will of 2, so I only need 3 more successes. So let's see how I can do on the board here. Oh, I would say that will work. 6 successes. Yeah, +2, that's 8. We'll go back to the app, hit the pass button. The door gives way to your efforts. Remove this door. Let's do that. Oh, we're going to find a new part of the map. And you know what's awesome? Do you guys see this? If I can get it, I'll show it to you guys here. It has pillars. We're going to go upstairs. I love it. So we've set up the map. We'll hit continue. Oh, more stairs. We need to place 2 doors and 1 staircase. We'll go ahead and hit continue again. Oh, and we have to place a large, heavy gate on top. Let's hit continue. Oh, yeah, why not? Let's spawn a bandit as well. We'll hit continue here. Now we need to find the keys to the gate. There are 4 different keys. So I'm assuming the gate is that gate that's up on the stairs. So we need to find 4 keys in order to unlock that. We'll hit continue and we're good to go. Here we have the bandit mini. And you know what's kind of cool about this mini? Look at his feet. His feet are not touching the ground at all. I love how that looks, and he looks really awesome painted. We'll place that bandit way up here. Of course, Varix unlocked the door down on this side. I've prepared my player board for action 1. I've opened the door for action 2. Let's go ahead and maneuver ourselves into this room. Moving 1, 2, and 3 right on the stairs. From here, we can hit the end phase button. We're going to the darkness phase. We would resolve infection and terror. None of us have that. We can discard any fatigue. I still don't really know what fatigue is. I don't have any. And I don't think Bryn does either this time. Wow, Bryn is actually fully unfatigued. Remember that. Won't happen often. We'll hit continue. Yeah, okay. This bandit has a range of 2, moves 3, and attacks for 4. It's going for Bryn, but he can't get to Bryn, so he's going to go towards Varix. He also has the ability Serrated Bolt. During the defense, the first time this hero places a fatigue on a card, they also scar it. And what scarring does, scarring says that whenever a scarred card is flipped, you suffer 2 damage. So you don't want to flip when you have scars, but you do want to flip when you have terror or infection. I love how they did that. It's cool. The bandit will move 2 spaces towards Varix. We'll roll our orange die for defense. We have 1 success and 1 surge. That means we did not and we will not place any fatigue, so I don't have to worry about the scarring, but we will go from 8 health down to 6 health. So from there, we'll hit done in the app. The bandit pulls out several knives with one hand and raises a fully loaded repeating crossbow with the other. Oh, this is going to be cool. Hit continue. We'll go to the hero phase. Let's see who we want to have go first. So if we look at the board here, Varix is within 2 spaces. He has his River Watch spear here, so he can actually target and hit that bandit without having to move. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's jump back to the app. We're going to slide him over there, use our River Watch spear, and let's see how many successes we're going to get. We're rolling a blue die for this attack. We'll give our blue die a roll, and we have 1 surge and 1 advantage. So with that advantage, I will place 1 fatigue onto my character board. Then with that surge ability, I'm going to use that River Watch spear so I can enfeeble the enemy and get 2 more successes. So that's going to give us a total of 1, 2, 3 successes with enfeeblement. So we'll put that into the app. 3 status, put enfeebled, hit confirm, and let's see. Oh, 12 damage. That is awesome. So, and we can see here, his weakness is Pierce. So now we know, and for any regular bandit for the rest of the campaign, if they show up, we know they're weak to Pierce. We'll hit continue. Now, of course, we're going to activate the enemy's ability and shift him 2 spaces away from us. That bandit did not like that River Watch spear, so he's going to jump away 1, 2. However, Varix is right on top of him. He's going to use his maneuver 1, 2, 3, because we might as well do that so that we can also get closer to the door. And we're going to do that a second time. Maybe we can just take this guy out right here. So jumping back to the app, we'll grab Varix. We will use that River Watch spear, and let's see how many successes we can get this time. We'll roll our die, and oh no. Well, that still will work. That will work for 2 successes from the River Watch spear. That will be a total of 6 damage. Actually, I think that should be enough. Plus the pierce, that'll actually be 8 damage. So what you do know from the app is whenever you attack with something that, or a weapon that they're weak to, you're going to do an additional point of damage for each success that you do. So if we hit confirm here, we're going to take them out. See, 8 damage. Perfect. Done. We can remove them from the board.
My melee character that I love so much is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right up next to Varix. She could catch up super fast.
Now that Slow Bryn has finally caught up, we'll hit the end phase button, and we can remove fatigue and all of that. We don't have any. We'll just hit continue. Oh, I actually have 1 fatigue, so I'll remove my 1 fatigue. No problem. Nothing else happens during that darkness phase, so let's start our next turn.
For my first action, we're going to go looking for a key by opening that door. The door swings open, revealing a small cellar. Remove the door. We'll hit continue and see what's the cellar look like. Oh, check it out. It's got a shelf and a staircase. We'll hit continue and see what we found. Oh, look. A baronial guard lays unconscious in the corner. Ah, poor sap, covered in deep gashes. We'll place an explore token and we'll probably go check that out and see what we can do. Oh, that guard, I think I know him. A look of worry crosses Bryn's face. Oh, so only I can do this, so it's good that I went first. Let's hit continue and we'll move into the rest of my turn. What I'm going to do is I'm going to maneuver 1, 2, 3, and sadly that's still enough to make it there. And for my second, or actually my second full action, I'm going to again move 1, 2, 3. But I'm going to stand next to that bookcase. We could maybe check that out next turn along with that token.
So, Bryn, do you think you need any help in that room?
I think I got the bookshelf covered.
I think you might be able to handle it. So with that, I think I'll check out this door. So I'll use 2 out of the 3 of my maneuver. We have confirmed that you can continue your movement after you do any sort of interaction. So let's go ahead and open up that door. The door swings open, revealing a small barracks. We've placed tiles 3A, a chest, a small table, and a staircase. Varix perks up at the sight of the small table. That map near the table looks useful. Let me investigate it. We have 1 more movement that we can use, 1 more movement point, and then we have 1 more action, and we're going to move 1, 2, 3. With that, we'll go back to the app, hit the end phase button. We'll go to the darkness step. Nobody has any fatigue or terror infection. We'll start the next round, and we're back to the hero phase. Varix is thinking of going next, and I think the first thing we're going to do, since we have a maneuver available to us, we're going to move to here. That way, we can interact with both the chest and the table if we're able. So let's do the table first. We'll go to the app, drag ourselves over here. Oh, we've got some text. On the table, you find a letter from Baroness Adeline and a corresponding map on the wall. Be on the lookout for increased Uthuk activity. There are rumors that a powerful blood witch named Nekral is performing strange rituals in the forest of Frothrin. I fear what she may be attempting to do. Any Uthuk sightings should be reported to me at once. I've asked our apothecaries to pass along the recipes for our vigor potion. I recommend having a ready supply. Glancing at the map on the wall, it seems covered in marks of attacks, with a circle around a small part of the woods nearby. Seeing them all together, the Uthuk forces have grown bold indeed. Oh, we have found the following has been added to your inventory to be used later, a vigor potion recipe. Nice. Can it continue? You've just found a consumable recipe. Recipes can be crafted in Frostgate using crafting materials. We'll see all of that when we do the town phase. We'll hit continue. Underneath the stack of papers, you find a small key. That's our first one. Let's hit continue. Awesome. We need to find 3 more. The urgency of Baroness Adeline's letter sticks with you. Perhaps a partnership with the Baroness could help you. These are Varix's virtues. Virtues have an effect on your hero's fate and journey. These may carry forward both narrative and mechanical implications later in the campaign. You can learn more about the virtues in the in-app rules referenced on page 29. We're going to choose. We can either have Baroness help us break the Dragon Lord's hold on your kin, or build a new safe haven for your fellow hybrids. I do feel like he's a little bit of a healer, so I'd say he's more about vision instead of rebellion, so I'll pick vision. Our final action then, we'll check out that awesome looking chest. We need to test our agility. Yeah, our agility, we're at a +0, so it's going to be whatever we roll. Let's see what we get. Likely we need 7 or 8 successes. That's kind of what we've been seeing. How about 4? Yeah, let's do 4 in the app. That's definitely not going to be enough. So we'll have to check that out again next time.
Varix has completed his turn. We are standing next to that bookcase, and we have this fallen soldier we have to look at. I think we're going to check out the soldier first, so let's drag that in the app and see what it says. From your belt, you pull out a small water skin and lift it to the guard's head to drink. The wetness on his lips revives him. He squints slightly at you. It can't be Lady Bryn? I remember you as a wee child. You and Lady Catherine playing together. My, how you've grown. Be careful, Lady Bryn. The Uthuk's attack against us was unlike anything I've ever seen in my years of service. A powerful blood witch led them, accompanied by bandits and zealots. I only heard snippets, but she said something about calling on a demon from beyond the veil. Whatever she's planning, if she succeeds, it would be our downfall. He pulls himself up to rest against the darkened corner of the cellar. You'll need to go through the gate and these to aid you on your journey. He passes you a key and 2 vials. I'm going to discard this explore token, hit continue, and look, we gain 2 vigor potions. Now it explains what consumables are, and so we were given a vigor potion, and each hero will gain a copy of these vigor potions. Now, of course, these are going to be discarded at the end of the scenario, so we're either going to have to use them or we lose them. And you'll learn a little bit more about these, of course, when we go to the town phase and we start crafting them as well. Here's our vigor potion we were able to acquire. It says during your turn, you or an adjacent hero either heals 3 health or discards 3 fatigue. And if you notice, on the opposite side is an upgraded version of this, where it's not only going to be able to choose to heal, it does both. Of course, we have to find the recipe in order to do that, or of course we could find one in the dungeon. We must reclaim the watchtower. We must save. These are Bryn's virtues, very similar to Varric's. I have to go ahead and figure out which one I want to choose. It says here the watchtower which protects the Baron. And that's going to be the nobility, or of course these people who are the lifeblood of the barony. We're going to go with that one, I think. She's a valorous person. I don't know if valorous is a word, but we did get to find another key, and we will continue. Bryn's second action is going to be looking at the bookcase. Oh, there's many things to do at this bookcase. It says we can search books, bottles, or baubles. I don't know. It doesn't look like she wants to read much. We're going to look at the bottles first. It says here that one hero may focus any number of their hero cards. What focus does, it allows us to discard it to do a reroll. They look like these tokens right here. I'm allowed to place them on any one of these. Of course, I can choose anyone. Bryn's choosing herself, of course. Varric doesn't need any help. Thanks to the jellied newt's eye and my focusing ability, we're going to continue on here. It says you gather the items off the shelf. Oh, and I do find another small key. We'll continue on. We now have 3 of 4, and it's probably going to be the end of our turn. We're not going to move. We'll just go to the end phase. So it is the darkness phase. And at this point, we will resolve our infection and terror. Neither of us have that, and neither of us have any fatigue tokens to get rid of. We'll continue on to the hero phase. We'll slide her token right up there and search the books. It says the following have been added to your inventory and can be used later. I found a braided pommel recipe, and you can see it right down in the lower left-hand corner. We're going to continue on, and I am now going to use my final action to search the baubles. We have found dried flower petals crumbled beneath your careless fingers. I can discard any type of condition token. I don't have any conditions that I want to get rid of. We're going to continue on, and now I can use my movement that I have. We'll use it 1, 2, 3, and that's about as far as I can go. Varric is going to go next. Let's see if we can get that chest open.
Varric is going to try and use his not-so-deft hand to unlock that chest. So we'll go to the app. We'll drag over here. We're looking for agility. We add nothing to this roll. So we'll roll these up. Oh my gosh, what is it with me and just 4 successes? 1, 2, 3, 4. That might be enough, though, because I think it counts the other 4 that we had before. Yes, it was. Look at that. We found 8 metal and 1 ombros, 9 kuros and 1 ignos, and we found a serpent tails recipe. So we'll hit continue. Beneath everything, you pull out a final item. You know what it is. The following's been added to your inventory to be used later. Oh, a fanged gauntlet. Oh, that's cool. That I was thinking it was going to be a key, but I guess not. Oh, there's the key. Underneath that, so actually it wasn't the last thing, you find a small key. Perfect. So now we need to unlock the gate. So from here, our objective has been updated, and we have 2 actions left. We'll use our last 2 actions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, to move ourselves right here, running towards that gate. So from here, we'll click the end phase button. We could potentially remove any fatigue. We don't have any. We're going to hit continue, and we're going to move to the next hero phase.
We're going to start with Bryn. Bryn is going to use her maneuver, 1, 2, 3. And since we need to get to that gate, she's going to use an action to move, 1, 2, 3. And for her third and final action, I'm going to flip my hero card, which will make me lose my reroll token, but I want to get my outmaneuver ready. So with her hero card flipped, that is the end of Bryn's turn.
Varric will go next. He's going to spend 1, 2, 3 to move here. And you know what? For action 2, I'm also going to do the same thing that Barrett did. I'm going to flip my player board because I like this side for additional damage. And then for my final action, let's open up that door. So we'll go to the app. We'll drag our portrait over there, and we have sliding the 4 keys into their respective locks. You hear a soft click. The gate swings open easily. We'll remove that gate, and guess what we're going to find? A whole other room! Place tiles 17A and 4 pillars. Then from there, we're going to place 1 large table, And we found 2 shaking villagers that are chained to either side of the parperet. Place 2 explore tokens. Then we're going to place a berserker. We'll then hit continue on the app. Oh, we get to place another berserker. We have 2 berserkers in this room. This is not going to be good. Varix could be in some trouble. We'll then hit the continue button. The Uthuk stands near the shaking villagers, one looking out on the horizon as though waiting for a signal. Objective updated, save the 2 villagers. So what's going to happen here is Varix is going to stand here looking menacingly and end his turn. Now, I should have not flipped my character board, but it is what it is. So that's going to end this turn, or end this round. We're going to hit the end phase button, and I think pain is going to ensue. Both of us don't have any fatigue to get rid of, so we'll just hit continue. Okay, yes, the orange berserker is going to move 4 spaces. After this defense, the berserker is going to shift 1 towards and attack a second hero if possible. Yeah, that can happen, so let's do it. The berserker will move 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to attack Varix for 5 damage. I roll an orange die for defense. Let's see what I get. 2 successes. That means that Varix is going to take 3 damage. He's only at 6 health. That's going to put him at half health. 3 damage remaining, or 3 health remaining, rather. Because I almost forgot, he gets to shift 1 and attack another hero. He's going to shift right here, attacking Bryn.
I kind of wish Colin would have forgot about the shifting guy, but I'm going to roll my defense and see how it goes here. I got a total of 3. That's fantastic. We're going to be able to only take 2 damage. That's going to bring Bryn down to 7 health, doing way better than Varix.
Yeah, very soon it's going to be substantially better than Varix. From there, let's move to the second one. This one is trying to attack Bryn, and I should mention, with enemies, they're always, if they're able to target the hero that is on the screen, they will do that always. But there's no way for the second berserker to get to Bryn, so then it's going to go towards the closest hero, and you know who that is, Varix. So he's going to move 4 spaces and attack for 4. The only advantage we have is he will not be able to shift and attack Bryn. Oh boy, he attacked me for 4. I can drop 2 fatigue. I'm going to drop 2 fatigue on the River Watch. So that will make that 3 wonderful successes, meaning I only take 1 damage. So I'll go down to 2 health. Haha, take that. After that, we can hit the done button. The berserker howls wide, eyes glazed at Bryn with unfathomable range. Oh, or rage. Let's go back to that hero phase.
There's a battle on the stairs. Bryn's going to go first this time. She's going to use her first action to activate that outmaneuver. I get to shift 3, and I can move through your own players. You just can't end on there. So I'm going to shift 1, 2, 3 to this position right here and be able to attack that berserker in the back with my outmaneuver. We'll drag ourselves up to that orange one, use our weighted warhammer, and see how it goes. We'll roll it up here. Oh, I got that super roll again. I can drop 2 fatigue on our character. We'll place 1 fatigue there, 1 here, and then we're going to have to flip our hero card. That will, of course, remove that other fatigue. We'll then put 4 successes on that berserker. Let's see how it goes. Oh, I did 12 damage, not quite enough, and it's not his weakness. We'll continue and we'll try again. We'll drag our guy up there, hit him with the weighted warhammer, and roll our die. We got 3 more successes. 1, 2, 3. Hit confirm, and I think yes, we took out that berserker. He has fallen to the floor. Oh, it says the following has been added to your inventory to be used later. We've got some more awesome materials that we can bring home with us. Because I was able to shift 3 with our outmaneuver, I am not adjacent to our berserker, so I'm not impeded. I can use my maneuver to move 3 spaces towards that villager.
After Bryn has totally dispatched that berserker, that was amazing. It's time for Varix to try and show up. Let's see if we can do this. We're going to take that awesome Riverwatch spear, swing it around, and hit this berserker for our first action. We'll roll 1 blue die, and we have 1 surge and 1 success. That surge we are definitely going to use with our Riverwatch. I love that. So that will allow us to enfeeble the enemy and give us 3 successes. I'm also going to use Varix's ability. We can use Survivor here and spend 2 fatigue to add 1 additional surge for our attack. And that means we get 1 more success. So that means we get a total of 2 plus 1 from the die itself, plus 1 from there. That is 4 successes on this berserker. And we enfeebled him. So let's put that into the app. We used our Riverwatch Spear. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. Enfeeble. Hit confirm. That's his weakness. Yeah, that's right. They have Pierce as their weakness. That should mean it'll be no problem for us taking him out. Let's try this one more time for our second attack. We'll give our die a good roll. Perfect. That's 2 successes. Actually, that's 3 successes because we can use our Riverwatch Spear ability. So let's go into the app. We'll go here. 1, 2, 3. We've already enfeebled him. We can enfeeble him again with 3 successes. 12 damage, you guys. He's done. He's going to drop us some blood spices and a Rider's Wrap recipe. That's cool. And we'll remove him from the board. After that, we still have our maneuver. We can see Bryn here is trying to help this villager, so let's move ourselves 1, 2, 3 towards this villager. But I do want to mention, we can also check out that table. Might be useful. We'll see if we want to. Oh, final thing I want to do. I have 2 health. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use that Vigor Potion. Using one of these is not an action, and we can discard it to either heal 3 or discard 3 fatigue. Well, we're just going to use it to heal 3, moving ourselves up to 5. We'll click that end phase button. We'll go to the darkness phase. It looks like infection and tear, no problems there. We will remove 1 fatigue each. I have 1 on Varix and Bryn has 1 on herself. We're going to remove both of those. And then from there, we can hit continue. No new enemies spawn. Perfect. Let's start our next turn.
Bryn's in a really good position. She could either A, check out that villager right here, or we could even click on this table and see what's there. I think, of course, our objective is the villager, so let's check that out first. We'll take her and drag her right onto that villager. Oh, the chains around this villager are covered in strange markings written in blood. I have to test my will, so that's not bad for her. The app actually told us insight or will, but as you can see, we might not have been showing these very much, but she has a 2 might, -1 agility, -1 insight, and +1 will, so we get to add those to our tests. And since we're doing a will or insight, I am going to choose will to get that +1. Let's roll it up and see how we do. We got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we get that extra 1, so that's 6. Let's put those in the app and see what happens. The chains hold firm. Arg, shiver me timbers, we have to do it again. So we're going to do our will test yet again and see how we do. Roll it up. I have a feeling we'll do pretty good this time. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we also get an extra 1 for that symbol, and we get +1 for our will. We get 6 again. This time it actually works. It says, the chains release around the villager. He thanks you breathlessly. When they came for us so boldly, kidnapping us both in the middle of the day, I thought we were done for. The Blood Witch told the guards to keep a lookout for the red light. He points out in the distance. At that moment, we were to be sacrificed to strengthen her power. Discard this Explore token. And now our objective is updated. We're going to save the other villager as well, but it won't be Bryn doing it. We've rescued 1 villager. We'll remove this token to symbolize that. Bryn does have a move action left she can do, and she could run all the way over here, but Colin's in charge of Varix over there, and I think he's got this covered. So we're just going to move 1 up and hope for the best.
Varix will be next to go. He'll use his first maneuver point to move here. He will then go to the app and check out that second villager. Let's see how we can help this villager. Of course, it's might or agility. We picked the wrong ones. You would have been better at might. I would have been better at will. It is what it is. My agility bonus is +0. My might is a -1. So we're definitely going to do agility. Let's give our 2 black dice a roll. And we've got 3 + 2, which is 5. We know for sure looking at the app, that's not going to be enough. Yeah, the chains hold firm. Let's go ahead and just try that again. And we'll see what we get. We get another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yes, that one works. The chain falls away as the person rises. Thank you. Beware the strange magic of that Blood Witch. She is more powerful and more sinister than you can imagine. Her forces manage to ambush us in our fields in broad daylight. They grow bold and dangerous. We'll discard this exploration token. We'll hit continue, and we have now completed our objective. Have the Uthuk captured other citizens? Bryn asks urgently. Not here, I don't think, answers one of the villagers, but folk have gone missing more in recent days. Rumors said it was the Uthuk, but I didn't believe it until, well, now. With the path beyond you clear of foes, you send the villagers towards safety while you turn your attention onward. We'll hit continue. From the parapet, you see a bright red light flash in the dense woods. The thickness of the tall treetops obscures your view. Whatever evil plot the Uthuk were working has taken effect. You look to each other. Now is the time to stand and fight.
Forthine, my home, my people, my land are in grave danger. Whatever is giving this evil such strength and brashness must be defeated. It is for the good of the people.
I see the same evil in the Uthuk as I saw in the Dragon Lords, built on the sacrifice of the innocent. I will not rest until we have built a new world free of such tyranny. Place tile 1B. From there, we'll hit continue. Heroes may move from a higher level to a lower level without a stair present. However, hero cannot move from a lower level to a higher level without a stair present. So we'll hit continue. We need to place 1 site token. We'll then hit continue. Our objective that is updated, investigate the source of the red light in the woods. We'll hit continue. And I have 1 movement left, so let's go down and investigate that, shall we? We've saved this villager. Let's remove him from the board. Now, I still have 2 movement left because I did 1 maneuver point here. I interacted twice. I should be able to do 2 more maneuver points. And so because of that, I can go 1 and then 2 and come right down to here. And since I am now adjacent to that site token, jumping to the app, I will go ahead and reveal it. As you approach, the red light grows brighter and brighter. Discard this site token. We need to place 18B. We'll hit continue. We need to place a tree, a barricade, a cauldron, a chest, and a lectern. We'll hit continue, and we have a shimmery red surface fills the opening of an archway. Place 1 archway. We'll then hit continue. Oh no, a blood witch stands at the lectern, a twisted smile plastered across her face. You're too late, she cackles. Here, where the veil is thin, I have gained the knowledge I seek. Soon Frothrin and the rest of the baronies will bow before me in the blood coven. Even in my weakened state, defeating you shall be worth it. Spawn a blood witch, Necral.
Her laughter is poison, thrust into the heart of the barony. Blood Sister Nakrul's mocking voice echoes through the air, each syllable twin to a darker, more ancient chorus. She speaks with the tongues of demons, and her power will only grow.
Well, that was pretty cool. I love how they put that in during the game. A blinding light flashes out of the archway, and Necral contorts in pain. The energy of her ritual has taken its toll on her. She calls for reinforcements as more enemies flood the watchtower. Necral's reinforcements will arrive soon. Hit continue. All we have to do, our final objective, is to defeat her.
Here's our blood witch standing on top of some rocks. Looks pretty sweet. We're going to put it right down here. We've got everything else placed. She's sitting there with her cackling, hoogling, bubbling cauldron here and her lectern.
We have a new piece of terrain here looking on the app. This is what we call a barricade. When a hero attacks an enemy that's adjacent to this, you can actually add 1 success. But also when an enemy attacks a hero that's adjacent to that, the enemy adds 1 hit. So you don't want to be next to the barricade when you're getting attacked, but if you can get an enemy next to it, it's nice. It gives you an additional success, which if you think about it, could be 2 or 3 damage. You can also destroy the barricade as well if you want. Unfortunately, that's going to end our activation. Oh, I wanted to show you her stats. She has up to 3 defense and 65 health. Looking here, she can be any of the status effects, though. She has a price to pay effect as well. During your attack, you're going to have to either subtract 1 success, or each hero within 3 spaces of this enemy scars a card. All right, with that, unfortunately, we're going to have to hit the end phase button. Let's see what happens. The darkness phase. Okay, first thing we can do is discard 1 fatigue. I'm going to discard 1 from my player board. That's the only one that I have there, so it's all set and ready to go. Bryn, totally set. No fatigue. We will hit continue. Necral can move 1 space and can attack at a range of 4. So let's see if she can even get into range of anyone.
Necral will move that 1 space, but if you look at how many spaces she has left to fire, 1, 2, 3, 4, she can't reach Varix, so that's just going to end her activation.
We'll jump back to the app, hit the done button. A massive fireball shoots out of the shimmering red surface. It explodes with a blast powerful enough to knock you off your feet. Each hero on or adjacent to a highlighted space flips 1 card with a scar on it. Oh, that's cool.
No one is adjacent to that space. So what we'll do is we'll just hit the continue button, and we're going to have some new enemies. We're going to spawn a bandit and a fae. Oh, you haven't seen a fae yet. I think Bill did great on the fae. Let's look at one quick. Here we have the fae mini. Oh my goodness, it looks awesome. I love the little eyes in their hands. Oh, Bill did such a great job on this one. And they're in this little portal. Yeah, it's awesome. The fae will be placed right here, and the bandit will be placed right here. Okay, with that, we'll hit the continue button. Necral's reinforcements will continue to arrive until she's defeated. Yes, we're just going to keep having more and more enemies show up. Around the Blood Witch, Necral, a red toxic mist rises from the ground as they weave a curse into the air. Each hero within 3 spaces of the Blood Witch suffers 1 fatigue. We don't have to worry about that. We're too far away. All right, heroes phase. So let's see what we want to do. We're going to have Varix start off, and he's going to start with his maneuver. 1, 2, 3. Now, he's looking at that Blood Witch eye to eye, and you know what he's going to do? Open a chest, because why not? We'll go to the app. We'll drag his portrait to the chest. An ingenious mechanical puzzle secures the lid of this chest. A shrewd mind could determine the right combination to open it. Test insight. Nice. We have a +1 on that. Let's give our dice a roll, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to place 2 fatigue on our card to make those 2 successes. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, +1 is 8 because of our +1 for insight. We'll hit continue. Yes! The following has been added to your inventory to be used later. A bunch of things and a ringing haft recipe. So let's see, who's that for? Oh, that's going to be for him too. He could potentially use that and get a 20% chance of having another enemy suffer damage equal to the successes that you roll. Cool. We'll remove the chest from the board, and then I think for my final action, I might just do the prepare and flip my card. With flipping my card, I'll remove that 2 fatigue, and I will go to the side that allows us for potential healing, which might be good considering I only have 5 health. All right, Bryn, it's now up to you.
Like any good soldier, we're going to get ready for battle. We're going to use our maneuver to go 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to flip our card. Flipping the card will give us the ability to get our outmaneuver back, which is what I really want. With my final action, I'm going to sit right there. I think Varix is going to be just fine where he is.
Unfortunately, we did not attack Necral this round, but that's okay. We're getting ourselves in position. We'll hit that end phase button. Let's see what happens. Oh, we can all remove 1 fatigue. Bryn doesn't have any. I have 2 on my Riverwatch, so I'm going to discard 1 on my Riverwatch spear. After that, we will hit continue. Oh, we have the Fae activating first. They are considered flying, so normally there'd be terrain that could be in the way. They don't have to worry about that. They ignore all of it. They cannot be impeded. They can move a total of 4 in a range of 3 looking for Bryn. The Fae will move 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, and nothing is going to be in range. So we'll just hit the done button. Then we have the bandit moving 3, attacking at a range of 2. He's not going to be able to attack anything either. We'll move him 3, 1, 2, 3, and yeah, that's about all he's going to do. We'll hit the done button, and yeah, Necral is definitely going to be able to target Bryn. Ouch! Necral will move 1 space here, and then let's look in the app to see if she has line of sight. So I'll hit this button, go to the line of sight. We will slide this over. She is right here. And yep, so you can see here the barricade does not block line of sight. So unfortunately for Bryn was trying to hide behind Varix, who only has 5 health. It didn't work. So Bryn's going to get attacked for 5 damage. And let's see what else we have. We'll go to resume. It says, after the defense, each hero within 3 of the Necral will scar each card with 1 or more fatigue on it. Ouch. Then, though, we get to discard 1 fatigue from each card, which actually, that's nice.
Her max range is 4. We're actually going to move her back 1 space. Now she's at her maximum range where she wants to be. Let's roll our defense dice and hopefully block some stuff. We blocked 3. That's pretty good. So I'm going to take 2 damage, bringing our life total down to 5.
After this attack, I have to scar my Riverwatch card here, but then I get to remove this fatigue. But now, if I flip this to, which we haven't even seen this whole game, the Warbell, but if I do flip it to the Warbell, I'll take 2 damage when I do that. So that's what scarring does. We'll hit the done button here. Let's see. Oh, great. Something shoots out of the archway and into the sky, exploding and covering each hero in sizzling acid. Each hero infects 1 card. gross. I think I'm going to infect my main card. What are you going to do, Bryn?
I'm going to infect my main card as well, because if I use that outmaneuver, I get to flip it.
Oh, and you get to flip it for free. Nice. We'll hit the continue button, and we're going to have to spawn another bandit. We know what those look like, in the same spot as the other ones was spawning. And I think we're going to keep seeing enemies showing up until we take out Necrawl. So yeah, I think we're going to have to start focusing on her. Twisting their arms together, the Fae creates a strange effigy with their hands. Yeah, you know, that's not good. We do not want to get close to that Fae. All right, now we're going to the hero phase, and I think it's time for Bernd and Bryn to do some stuff.
With Bryn's first action, she is going to use that outmaneuver that we were so lucky to get. We're going to shift 3. 1, 2, 3, right next to her over here. Then we're going to roll for an attack. We'll click on our enemies and select Necrawl. We'll hit her with that weighted Warhammer, and hopefully it's going to be her weakness. She only has 1. Let's roll it up and see how we do. We got 2 successes. That's pretty terrible. I'm going to use my free reroll here, my focus token, and see what we get. We got 2, yes! Oh, it's the same thing. Okay, we're gonna get 2 successes. I guess that's better than nothing, even though that's pretty much the worst we could get. We'll add those in and see how much it does. Oh, we got 5 damage, but sadly we did not find her weakness. We'll hit continue on the app, and then we'll move into our second action. We're gonna scar our Warhammer because we're gonna have to flip our outmaneuver card, which now puts us again into our steady defense, and we're in front of her, so that's probably what we need. For my second action, since we know that's not her weakness, we're going to go after this barricade. Maybe we can take it out. So we're going to move over to the app, drag our character's portrait onto that barricade, and see what we have to do. It says, a hero may interact to dismantle the barricade. We'll smash the barricade because I've got a big giant Warhammer. Smash, smash. We're going to test our might. It says you use all the strength to smash the barricade. If your weapon has the crush damage type, I get to add a success. We'll roll up our dice. We're going to get a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes on the dice, but I get to add 2 because of my might and 1 because I'm using that Warhammer, which gives us a total of 8 successes. Let's see what happens. The barricade collapses into useless debris. Perfect. We're going to remove the barricade. Oh, sadly, we didn't get any resources from it. With my maneuver, I can at least move 1 space, even though I'm impeded. We'll move over to here just to kind of get away from all the reinforcements that are running up behind us.
Varix will go next. He's going to move 1, 2 right here. So he's next to that lectern, but he's also next to Necrawl, so he can attack. We'll jump to the app, go to the enemies. Let's see. Necrawl has 60 health still remaining. Let's hit her with that Riverwatch Spear. Come on, I want to see tons of successes here. Okay, we have 1 success, and we have that Surge. That Surge will give us 2 more successes and enfeeble the enemy because of our Riverwatch Spear. So we'll go here, we'll hit Enfeeble, then we will put in 3 successes. Now, because I'm putting in 3, I could only put in 2, and then I don't have to scar something. I'm going to scar something. So we'll do that, hit the confirm. Come on, is that your weakness? No, it's not her weakness. Oh, her weakness must be slash then. So we'll hit confirm here. I am then going to put a scar onto my player card as well. So now both my Riverwatch Spear and my player card have scars on them. There's 2 things here that I could interact with instead of attacking, and I'm kind of interested in that cauldron. Who knows? There might be something good in it. So let's grab and in the app, look over here. Oh, if you can determine what the thin liquid at the bottom of the cauldron was once intended to be, you could add the appropriate materials to restore it. So we can test our insight. My insight gets a +1. We already have 1 success. Let's give these a roll. Okay, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and I have some fun here. I get to finally use my Surge. Our Surge, we can add 1 success, and then any hero may discard 1 condition. I'm going to let Bryn remove that scar that she has on her Warhammer so that she can flip to the Warden's Blade and hopefully do some slashing. So with this die roll, I'll have a total of 5 successes plus the 1 from my player board, so that gives me 6. So let's see. Oh, the substance in the cauldron has not yet been brought back to usability. I'm going to have to interact with it again to actually get something good there, and unfortunately I can't do that. So we've completed our activation. Let's hit the end phase and let's see what happens. First, we should be able to remove, yes. So we have resolving infection and terror. Now, I do have an infection on my player board. That means I'm going to take 1 point of damage, going down to 4 health. But we can both discard 1 fatigue. Of course, neither of us have fatigue. Great. So we'll hit the continue button.
Oh, Necrawl's going to go and attack Bryn. After this defense, each hero within 3 spaces of the Necrawl scars each card with 1 or more fatigue on it. Then they discard 1 fatigue on each. The advantage for Bryn is the attack is only for 3.
Necrawl is going to move away from us to try to get as far away and still stay in range. She only has 1 movement, and of course she was impeded. She's going to now attack Bryn. I'm going to roll some defense. Let's roll that dice and see how it goes. I got a total of 3 successes, so we don't take any damage at all. Oh, that was perfect. And that means nobody's going to get scars because we don't have any fatigue on any cards. We're going to hit the done button now, and we're going to move into the next villain that looks like a bandit.
Our bandit here will simply just move 3. That's all he's going to be able to do. Our bandit will move 1, 2, 3. We'll jump back to the app. Let's see. The next one can move 3 as well. Range 2 looking for Varix. So he'll move 1, 2, 3, getting real close to jumping off and trying to catch up to us. We'll hit the done. Oh, the Fae up here disappointed that you did not attack and release their conjoined hands that formed the strange effigy. Will it continue? They can move 3, attack at a range 3 at 5, looking for Varix. And remember, they can go over anything. So they'll go 1, 2, 3. Range 3, though, still not in range, so we don't have to worry about that. We'll just hit done. Ooh, the archway trembles as the ground shakes beneath your feet. Each hero on tile 18B terrifies a card. Yep, okay. It looks like I might need to flip my player card because I'm going to have Terrify on it. I have Infection and a Scar. How about you?
I just have Terrify on my Warhammer.
Oh, that's not bad. Your Warhammer is kind of terrifying. So from here, we will hit the continue button. The bandit crouches low, daggers out, and beckons you forward with a flick of their rusted tips. Ooh, will it continue? No new enemies spawn, so we'll go back to the hero phase.
We know the weakness is not Pierce or Crush. I'm going to use one of my actions to flip our weapon to our Warden's Blade. We're going to pull it out and use our Slash. That's going to be one action to do that. So our second action is going to be to attack, but first I have to move. With my 3 movement, I'm only going to move 1, but it's going to be perfect because now we'll make that attack. We'll go back to our enemies, slide it up there, and go ahead and attack Necrawl. But this time we're going with our Warden's Blade. Ooh, we have to worry about that price to pay. During the attack, subtract 1 success, or each hero within 3 spaces scars a card. That's okay. Varix has plenty of more cards to scar. Oh wait, he has none.
I'm totally scarred up, my man. I got nothing. Just bring the scars on.
Let's go for it. I'm going to roll up my attack and see what we get. We got a total of 2 successes, so that I could make it 1 and scar my card, not scar any cards, but we're going to scar something. We're going to scar our Warden's Blade, and also if you read the Warden Blade, it says during your attack or defense, if you are adjacent to another hero, add 1 success. I can do that because I'm adjacent to Varix, so I'm going to place 2 fatigue on that card, giving me a total of 3 successes. So we'll type those into the app and hopefully find her weakness. We did! We found it! We did 11 damage to her.
Bryn made a pretty awesome attack there. I think the next turn, she's going to be able to handle her no problem. What I'm going to do, going back to the app, I'm going to check out that cauldron. I want to be able to do this. I need to test my insight. I've got a +1. We'll see what we get. Okay, I've got 1, 2. We can have someone discard a condition. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to discard my infection so that I can get rid of taking a damage each round because that's kind of brutal. So I'm going to get rid of that. It's also considered a success. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, +1 is 5. I think that's going to be enough. I'm not going to use the advantages and turn them into successes. We're just going to go with 5 successes. Hit continue. Yes! We have here, a pinch of ash is the last step in revitalizing the potion. Now richly colored liquid bubbles sluggishly in the bottom of the cauldron. There is but a bottle's worth. Gain the following cards, a Mage Dust. Let's see what that is. Well, Mage Dust is kind of cool. It says, during your turn, prepare 1 card and discard all fatigue from 1 card. That's cool, but I was hoping to have something that would deal more damage. Just so you know what prepare is, you get to flip that card that's prepared for free. You put a prepare token on it, and you can, during your turn, flip a card for free, which is kind of nice. Now, it may not be the best time to use this Mage Dust, but I don't think we have much left in the game, so I am going to use it. I am going to prepare this card right here, so we'll plop this prepare token, and I could remove fatigue from that or my Riverwatch Spear, but I'm not going to do that.
Instead, I'm then going to, for a free action, use that prepare. Unfortunately, I'm going to remove that scar, putting me down to 2 health. You guys, I have 2 health. That's okay. We can deal with it. We will flip ourselves over, and we still have one more action and a maneuver left. And you know one of the actions we're going to do, and that's attack Necrawl. Let's jump back to that app. We will drag our portrait over to Necrawl. We're using that Riverwatch spear. I'm going to likely scar something. I'll deal with it. Let's grab our orange die. I want to see lots of damage. Oh, that was not nearly as good as what I was hoping, but we still have 1 success. I will then use that surge to be able to add 2 more successes and enfeeble an enemy. And then I think I'm going to use my survivor ability here and add 2 fatigue here to add another surge so I can add another success and discard a condition. I'm going to discard the scar on Bryn's Warden's Blade. We had a total of 4 successes on that attack then, and we enfeebled her, so that means her attack will be not as strong. Remember last time she only attacked for 3, so hey, I can at least help out that way. Let's hit confirm. She only took 9 damage because she had her total 3 defense, so she basically canceled out 1 success. Oh, she still has 33 health. Okay, from here I have 1 maneuver left. Don't forget, I did have to scar something to do that. I am going to scar my player sheet. And then I still have that maneuver. I'm going to maneuver 1, 2, and let's do 3. Let's come right into here. Yes. From here, we can jump to the end phase. We still haven't taken her out. Ugh. Okay, we have to resolve infection and tear. I don't think either of us have that. Nope, and we can each remove 1 fatigue. I'm removing 1 from my main board, and Bryn removed 1 from her Warden's Blade. Then we'll hit continue, and we have, oh, this one's attacking Varix. This might not be good. She's going to try and move 1 space away and then attack at a range of 4. So she'll move 1 space right to here, and she will attack Varix for 3 damage. If I take 2 damage or more, I become wounded. Well, unfortunately, with my last 2 attacks, I've used my orange die instead of the blue die. I'm sorry about that. Defense is an orange die. We're going to roll it. Oh, that's going to be kind of nice. We will use 1 of those as a success. We will then use 1 fatigue on the Riverwatch spear to give us our second success. And then that surge we'll use for our regular ability for 3 successes to block all damage. And we can remove 1 of conditions that we have, and we're going to remove this scar. However, it's not going to matter because after the defense, each hero within 3 spaces of the Blood Witch scars each card with 1 or more fatigue on it. Well, that's going to be my player sheet gets scarred, as well as the Warden's Blade for Bryn. But then we each get to discard 1 fatigue from those. So the Warden Blade has no fatigue, and my player board now has no fatigue. We'll hit done. We'll now look at the Orange Bandit, and he's going to be able to move 3. Oh, he's getting close. He'll jump down 1, 2, 3, range 2 attack, not far enough. We will hit done. Next is the Fae. The Fae can move 4 at a range of 3, looking for Bryn. Uh-oh. Let's see. He'll jump down 1, 2, 3, 4, range of 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, just not far enough. Okay, we'll hit done. And the final one, this one is the, what is this color? Teal Bandit is going to simply move 3, 1, 2, 3. He's attacking melee. Can't do anything. That's all we've got there. We'll hit done. Something shoots out of the archway and into the sky, exploding and covering each hero in sizzling acid. Each hero infects 1 card. Why the heck not? I'll infect my main board.
And I'll infect my character card as well.
From there, we'll hit continue. The bandit pulls out several knives with 1 hand and raises a fully loaded repeating crossbow with the other. Okay, a hero phase. We need to do 33 damage to Necrawl. I'm not sure, but let's see if we can do it.
I have faith in our group to be able to take her down this turn. Bryn's going to start by using her maneuver. She's going to maneuver right on in. She's going to land right there and be able to attack her with that Warden's Blade. Let's roll our die up and see how we do. We got 3 successes, and because Varix is next to us, we can fire off our Warden's Blade, giving ourselves 2 fatigue on it to give ourselves an extra success. That's going to be 4 successes against this witch. Let's drag ourselves up to Necrawl, hitting her with our Warden's Blade, which is her weakness. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to scar something. I'm not getting rid of my successes. Let's confirm that and see how we do. We did 15 damage. If we can do another big hit, this could take her out. I'm going to place our Scar card on our main hero board. At this point, we're going to use our Vigor Potion. And not to heal, I'm actually going to remove the 2 fatigue on this card. So we have the ability to use it again in our second attack that we're going to do against the Witch. Let's roll our die up and go for a big hit. Oh, we only got 2 successes, but I do get to put these again on here to gain another success, so that's 3. Our Surge, though, also allows an adjacent hero to be able to discard 1 fatigue from something. So Varix is going to remove his fatigue from his Riverwatch Spear. Now, I can't scar anything this time, so I am going to remove one of my successes, meaning we only got 2 successes for this entire thing. 1 for the Warden's Blade and 1 from our die roll. We have to get rid of the other one. We'll drag ourselves up to the Witch, hitting with the Warden's Blade for 2, and you know what? Colin might be right. I might not be able to take her out. Oh, we got 6. That's so close. Hopefully Colin can take her out.
We're going to jump right to Varix. Varix is going to go ahead and try and attack Nekral using the Riverwatch Spear. Let's give our blue die a roll now instead of the orange one that I've been rolling. And we got just a simple 2 successes. That is really terrible. I do think I am going to use my Survivor ability using 2 fatigue so I can make that 3 successes, but then I'm going to have to push it back down to 2 because it says during your attack, subtract 1 success or each hero within 3 spaces of this enemy scars 1 card. Well, I can't scar a card, so I'm just going to take 2 successes for this. Let's see. Oh, I got her down 5 damage. Let's try it one more time. We will drag over here, hitting with the Riverwatch Spear. Come on, blue die. Give us something better than that. Oh, we've got our Surge. We can use our Surge. Oh, which one do I want to use? What I think I'm going to do with that Surge is simply use the one on my Riverwatch Spear. So I can add 2 successes plus the 1 that is on the die itself. I'm going to enfeeble her, but then of course I have to reduce it by 1 because I can't scar anything. I'm going to hit confirm, and we got her down to 1 health, you guys. 1 health. Oh, that's just mean. Okay, I think with that, we're just going to have to go to the end phase. That means we're going to get soaked with so much damage. Let's see. We'll go to the darkness step, and we can remove 1 fatigue. Yay! I'll remove 1 from my player board.
I'll remove 1 from my Warden's Blade.
I do unfortunately have infection, so I have to go down to 1 health.
And I have infection as well, so I'm ticking down to 4. I'm doing better than Varix, but not by much.
Yeah, this is going to be brutal. I'm going to hit the continue button. Yeah, let's start with that orange bandit. He is, oh, let's see what it says. The bandit sprints forward, then backflips into the air, launching knives and bolts in all directions. Move to within 3 spaces of as many heroes as possible. Then this attack targets all heroes within that range. Wow, that's so cool. I love this game. The bandit here will fly off the board. He does his cool, awesome flips within 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. That's close enough. Yeah, somewhere around here. Actually, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. And he is going to attack each of us for 4. So let's start with Bryn.
Bryn's going to roll up her defense die. She got 2, so she is going to take 2 damage, bringing her down to 2, so we're getting mighty close to death.
Well, let's see how we do with Varix. If I even take 1 damage, I'm done. We'll roll this. Oh, I got 2 advantages. So I'm not even going to use that. I'm going to simply take all 4 damage, which means I'm going to get a wound. So we'll go back to the app. We're going to hit this interrupt button. We're going to hit us here, and we're going to say wound a hero. And it says wound Varix? Yes, for sure. Varix gains the hesitant injury. Right now, the hesitant injury is only a minor injury. If we lose all of our health a second time, we'll flip it to our major. And then if we take all damage again of equal to our health, we lose the game. So right now, we now have an ability that says after you flip a card, suffer 1 fatigue. We'll hit the continue button now. We'll go to resuming our activation. This guy's done, but that was only 1 enemy. We will now do, Nekral. Okay, Nekral is also going to attack Varix. Oh, I should say, Varix heals up to full health. I have 8 health. I feel so strong. Unfortunately, though, all of my statuses stay around. So I'm wounded. I do have 8 health. She's only attacking us for 3. Let's jump back over to where the dice are rolled, and let's give our orange die a roll. Okay, we have 1 success, and I have a surge, so that's 2 successes. That means I only take 1 damage, going down to 7.
But before you do, I'm going to use my steady defense to save you. If I'm adjacent to you, I can put 2 fatigue onto my hero card with my steady defense and give you an extra success.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That means I take no damage. I'll go back up to 8. Bryn is awesome. Thank you, Bryn. After this defense, each hero within 3 spaces has to scar a card. Well, I'm fully scarred, aren't you?
I'm fully scarred.
Yeah,
too.
so we're not doing anything there. We'll just hit the done button. Then, oh boy, the Fae is coming. It's going to move 4. It's trying to go within range 3 of me. The Fae can move 4, but needs to be within range 3, so I think he's just going to move right here. And then from there, 1, 2, 3, attacks me for only 3 damage. We'll give that orange die a roll, and I have 1 success and a surge. That surge means I can discard this infection, which is nice. That means I only take 1 point of damage. I'm down to 7. However, after this defense, the target either discards 1 focus token, I don't have any, or I suffer 2 fatigue, so I'll drop 2 fatigue onto my Riverwatch spear. It is now fully fatigued out. We have 1 more enemy. That is going to be another one attacking Varix, and this is the teal-colored bandit. This bandit jumps down 1, 2, 3, range 2, can't get to me, thank goodness. Going back to the app, we'll hit the done button. Each hero on tile 18B terrifies a card, why not? I'm going to do my main board, and I think that's what Bryn's doing. Yep, Bryn's doing the same thing. We'll hit continue. Twisting their arms together, the Fae creates a strange effigy with their hands. From here, we'll move back to the hero phase, and Bryn, take her down, please.
There's a lot of enemies bearing down on us, but I think it's time to take out the Blood Witch. Nekral is going to go down with a swing of my blade. We'll move back to the app and first take a look at Varix. He's kind of bloodied up there. Let's save him. I'm going to take her out. We're going to use our Warden's Blade, roll up our die, and see how it goes. We got 1 success, and a surge. So I'm able to use that surge to gain a success, and I can take a fatigue off of an adjacent hero. So Varix can remove 1 from his player board. But the more important thing is I got 2 successes. Of course, I can't scar anything, so I'm only going to gain 1 success, but it's only got 1 armor. Hopefully that's enough. We were able to take her out. We did 1 damage, which is just enough to continue.
Once we hit that continue, you can see here. As you toss your final blow at her, she staggers backwards, exhausted. You haven't seen the last of me, Nekral snarls. She drags her dagger across the palm and with a twisted smile vanishes before your eyes. From the archway, there's a rumble as the shimmering red surface crashes to the ground, sending a wave of blood over you. Ugh, the heroes win. Really? We win that way? We'll hit continue, and now we'll do some more of the story. Shouts of alarm becomes cries of happiness throughout the forest as members of the caravan find their missing friends and family.
Everyone alive? Unhurt?
We'll live. What was that? Uthuk magic. Looks like a weak sort of portal. She was talking to a demon, but it couldn't have come through from the Yurtfernel to here.
It was weak. Does that mean she was a weak sorcerer? Is she defeated?
No. Things are only going to get worse from here.
That woman was a blood sister, the highest rank of Uthuk Witch. She will try again. Bigger! This was only her opening move.
It was a weak portal, but I think she did exactly what she set out to do. If she wants to open a full portal to let that demon into the real world, I think we have to assume that she can.
She can.
You're not just going to let it happen, though, are you?
No, we're not. Come back to Frostgate with me. My mother's house, my house, has plenty of room. We'll figure out our next steps.
Wonderful. I'm sure we'll become fast friends.
We'll see.
And from there, we can see our quest was a total of 4 hours. Now, that's with recording, so yeah, I will tell you, normally, it will not take you that long when you play it. 4 hours, you can see all the different things that we obtained. We'll hit continue. After completing each quest, the heroes will automatically travel back to the city of Frostgate. Traveling doesn't cost anything, and there'll be some characters and events that we'll meet along the way. The trail passes under a cliff face that has been painted and carved over many years. Scenes of hunters, animals, and intricate and beautiful geometric shapes intertwine, perhaps recording the stories of people now long gone. Most of the markings look to be traditional clanfolk designs, but in a few places it seems that passing orcs or Dunwar dwarves have offered their own additions.
Now, if you enjoyed the playthrough, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you know when the next video comes out. We're going to be moving into the town phase and then into Chapter 2, and we're going to continue this game because we can't get enough of it. Also, feel free to leave anything in the comments below. I would love to hear from everyone. Thank you again so much for watching, and if you're excited to see the town phase and Part 2, and then the continuation of this fantastic game, then I need you to meet me at the table.